Hey everybody, the purpose of this assignment, this is our first assignment in the LCTSA Rocket Club, or Aerospace Club rather. First of all, what you're going to do is you're going to show me how you, after you build your rocket, if you get a kit and everything, how are you going to paint it? How is it going to end up looking for us, okay? Now to do this, we can use we're just going to use the programs that are included with your computer, okay? They should be in there automatically. First things first. We're on the assignment page. Go down to the bottom, and if you look here, the steps are right here. Step 1, Step 2. Step 1 is to watch the video. You're doing that right now. After this, Step 2 is to download the blank rocket picture at the bottom. See the video if you need help. You're watching it right now. Good for you. After you're finished with that, we're going to turn it in and name it. Okay, so anyways, right-click on this picture down here. So go down here and right-click with your mouse, and then Save Image As. And then go into your documents so that it's saved where you know where it is. It's in your documents. That's where it's going to be. And then going to click in front of this and just add your name to the front of it. So Jeremy Woodchick rocket coloring picture, and save it. Okay, cool. Now what I can do is open up my file browser, or excuse me, I'm going to go down here to the corner and to the start menu in Windows, or just see it says type here to search. Just type in paint. There it is, paint. Cool, that's awesome. Got our painting program open. Now we need to open that picture that you downloaded, the blank one, and it has your name on it, so we're going to open. I think, what happened here? There it is. Open, and we're going to go to Documents. And we're going to go down. Hey, there it is, Jeremy Woodchick rocket coloring picture. I'm going to find that and I'm going to open it. You may not have all this other stuff in yours. Okay, so now I've got it open. This is what we wanted, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run through a few different examples. And so I'm going to do 3 of these right now. So I'm going to make a copy of this. 1, 3. Okay, so I got 3 copies of this, and you can just do 1 or you could do 2. I'm going to call this one number 2, so this is number 2, and this is number 3. And you know what I'm going to do? For the first one, I'm going to do a 1-color scheme, just the basics, a 2-color scheme, and then a 3-color scheme. So now when you see these, like, don't follow mine. You know, you want to make your own cool design. Like, you don't want the same colors as I have, right? Now, if you want to, I guess you could, but it'd be kind of boring. So, okay, let's get started on our first one. Let's do a basic one. Hey, let's keep it simple. I want my whole rocket to be black. Okay, cool. I want a black rocket, or gray, or purple. Well, actually, let's do a different color so you can see how to switch the colors. First of all, for the basic colors, if you just want the whole rocket painted one color, you just go up to the top and pick this. So let's say I want my whole entire rocket to be gray. Kind of boring, but I'm going to show you how to do it. The simple one, it's real simple. You click on gray for the color up here, color 1, gray, and then you go over here to the paint bucket, which fills in entire areas on the rocket. Click on the paint bucket, and since it's a 1-color rocket, gray, 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 gray. And you clicked in all those areas. Now, if you click out here, that's a mistake. You don't want to do that. You can always undo mistakes, and up here with undo. And hey, if everything goes bad, re-download the picture and just start from fresh, okay? If you don't know how to undo what you made a mistake on. Hey, this rocket, I'm going to be 100% honest, it's a little boring, but hey, it's done. So what we're going to do is we're going to go up here and we're going to just save. Okay, now that we're done saving that, let me show you how to turn that basic one in. And then after that, I'll show you guys how to do something, because a lot of you are probably not going to want just 1 color. You're going to want 2 or 3 colors. I'll show you how to do the cool paint jobs after this. But first, let's see how to submit this. Okay, so you go back into here, and I got to go back to TSA Aerospace. Okay, so I'm in the TSA Aerospace class. And by the way, we're going to add you to that class once you start showing up to the meetings. But if you're seeing this video, you're probably already in it. So I'm going to go to the student view, and I'll show you how to turn that one in. Now, I made sure I saved it. So the first thing we're going to do is make sure it's saved correctly, okay? So I'm going to go into the folder, and I'm going to go into my documents, and I'm going to double click it. Here it is, rocket picture. There's the one that was 1 color, and double click it. Yep, it's all saved. It looks gray. Cool. Close that. And then what you're going to do is I'm going to go to our rocket assignment here. Let's give that rocket a paint of coat, or coat of paint, and submit assignment. And I'm going to choose file. So this will pop up at the bottom after you say submit file, and you're going to choose file. And mine was in documents, and it was this one right here. And again, you don't have to do 3 of them. I'm going to, but there's my first one, and I click submit assignment. Now from my side, I'll be able to open that and go, oh, I need to buy this kid gray paint. All right, let's take a look now. That's kind of boring though, right? Let's reset the student so I can do that again later. And let's go back, and I'm going to show you guys, whoops, there's the original rocket. I'm going to show you in paint, and I'm going to close this one up. Bye-bye. And go back into paint. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pin that to the taskbar right now. Then paint will stay there forever, won't it? So here we go. I'm going to go, and I'm going to now work on my 2-color rocket. Remember how I saved that other one? So I'm going to file. I'm going to open. And I'm going to make one. Now, you guys don't have to do 3 of these. You just have to turn in 1. But I'm just wanted to show you guys for people who want to do different levels of difficulty. Okay, 2-color, 3-color project. Okay. Yeah, for some reason, until I click, it doesn't show up. So you might have to click the screen to get it to open. Okay, so look here. I'm going to open up this one, my blank. Don't save that. All right, so here's a new one. And what I'm going to do here is I want to do a 2-color paint scheme. And for this one, I'm going to do a purple, or no, let's do a black, black with red. That's a pretty cool color scheme, I think. So, first of all, I want my, let's do something a little more complex here. We'll use the line tool. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on my first color, which was black. And I'm going to make a line right here. So I want my nose cone to be half black and half red. So here's what you do. Let me move this over to the other side because we don't need to see any of that stuff anymore. And make woodchuck a little bit smaller. There we go. So, and the reason I did that is so you can see this zoom in thing down here. So I'm going to zoom in up to the nose cone. And if you zoom in too far, you might lose it. So you have to scroll on the side down until you can see the part. That's 400%. That's a good zoom level. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the line tool, and we're going to change the line size so it's not super thick. See, this makes a really thick line. No. And I just, see, I made that line. I just did the undo or Control Z. I'm going to change this to a thin line, okay? And I just want the end of the rocket to be a black tip, okay? So I'm going to make my line straight up and down, and I'm going to stop very carefully, and it's got to go all the way until it overlaps or hits that blue, okay? Now, if you go a little bit too far, you can always use the eraser to erase it. So like if I'm, if my line went too far, oops, it went too far, I could use the eraser tool to just carefully erase that. Make sure you leave the boundary on there. But I don't want to do that. So there's that. I've got my line there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to change to the fill bucket. It is on black. And I'm going to click here and fill that in with black. Now we see a little pixel coloration, but we get an idea of what it's supposed to look like. And this other side of the nose cone, I want that part to be red. So I click on color 1, red, and the paint bucket, and I click this into red. Cool. All right, starting to look pretty neat. And this is a 2-color rocket. Now I don't know how cool this is going to be. Maybe it's not going to be great at all. I don't know. So the body part of it, let's see what we want to do for that. How about for that part, I want it to be mainly red. So I'm going to fill that in with red. And I want a black stripe in the middle of the rocket. And we can do that by taping the rocket off so that we cover it up so that paint doesn't get on there. And then the edge of the paint tape makes a nice edge for our stripe. And then when we're done and the paint dries, we can carefully peel the tape off the rocket. Keep in mind, if you put on too many things on your rocket, you have to tape off every bit of every line for that and then paint through it. So just keep in mind, I don't want to discourage you from doing a lot of cool things, but remember, you have to basically make it right. You have to do and finish whatever paint scheme you put down here. Now, if you change your mind later, that's fine. Okay, I want to put a black stripe right in the middle here. Okay, intermediate size black stripe. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go, okay, again, go to our line tool. It's on black, and I'm still on the smallest line setting. I'm going to zoom way in, back to 400% so I can get this just right. Scroll down if it leaves, and move over. I want mine to be about right here. So I'm going to grab my black line, and I'm going to draw down until that lines up just right. Okay, cool. Well, it sticks out a little at the edge. That's okay. I can fix that later with the erase tool. Okay, I'm on the line still, which is right up here. And I'm going to do another one. Let's go about this thick. I want a kind of a thicker stripe. Straight up and down. And there you go. So we've got a place that we can fill in with black. So click the black paint bucket. It's on black, and I can fill that in with black. How do you fix this little piece that sticks out here? If you really want to be a perfectionist, grab the eraser tool. Don't touch the blue line. Go right underneath it, just like this. Click. And it erases that back to white. Okay? Now, if you change color 2 to something else, it's going to screw up. Make sure you keep color 2 on white. Because if not, when you erase it, it's going to go to color 2, whatever that is. Okay, I'm going to go back here. The launch lug on a rocket is this little tube. Whoa, I dropped my rocket. It's the little tube. By the way, this is the Viking right here. I'm in the process of spray painting mine. This little tube right here that is used for the slide, the little guide rod. That little tube, I want to make that one black as well. So I'm going to click that, and I'm going to make that black. And then I'm going to go to the fins, and I want the tips of the fins, just the edge, the end of the fin to be black. So I'm going to click on that. I'm going to make a little line here. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make it kind of as close as I can get it to parallel with this line. Actually, you know what? I might make the fin black with the tips red here. That's what I'll do. So I'm going to go to we can just do black. That's fine. Black works good. And whoa, that's the pencil. Sorry. You see what I did there? I screwed up, so I go up here and I undo it. Let's go back to the line tool. Now let's just kind of practice. I'm not doing anything. I'm just going to get my, okay, about like that. And we need to really zoom in. 400 or 500% would be good, just so I get this right. I think right there, that would look pretty cool. Okay, it sticks out a little, but we know how to fix that. Okay, cool, done with that. And let's do our colors now. We want the inside to be, I want the inside to be black. Okay, cool. And I want the outside of that to be red. And done. So there we go. That's what my rocket's going to look like. But now notice how this fin down here, boy, it sure looks quite a bit different. So we're going to go back and do the same thing. Now look, I know it's not going to be perfect. Some of you perfectionists, I could show you how to do this exactly perfect by copying the wing and flipping it and stuff like that. Let's do the easy version first, okay? And then if you want to, I'll show you the complex way to do it. The easy version is just to eyeball it. So you're going to zoom in and like, okay, get it as close as you can just by doing it like this manually. So, okay, so something like this. Black line. And I don't know, it was about like this, I think. It's pretty close. Fill it in with black, fill it in with red. Now you can see they're not exactly the same, but that's pretty close. At this point, I would be fine with turning in this picture the way it is, okay? Now, so at this point I would go and I would save this. And again, you'd only have to turn in one, but let me show you again how to turn this in. So I've saved it. Go to Submit Assignment, choose File, go back to my documents. There's the one that had 2 colors. I'm going to turn that one in. Oh, before we turn it in for sure, we want to double check that it actually did get saved to the correct place. So let's go to our documents. Yep, there it is, black and red rocket. Man, that looks great too. I like that. I like the way that one looks, by the way. All right, so submit the assignment. And you know what? When I design rockets like this and I do this, I usually will do about 5 of them per rocket because this is very quick compared to painting a rocket and then realizing like, ew, it looks ugly. I don't like that. This is a good way to get that out of the way. And I'm going to submit that assignment. Okay, cool. That's my 2-color one. Let's do another one. Now, again, if you've already watched this and you're like, you know what, I was going to show you the fancy way to flip that. I'm not going to do that. I don't want to make it any more complex than it is. So if yours look a little bit different on the fins, I'm okay with that. This is just a rough draft that gives me an idea of what colors I need to buy and gives you an idea of like, is that really worth painting? Is it going to look as cool as I think it is? Okay. So this is, that's all done. So this is saved and I'm going to quit this. And I told you I would do one that was 3 colors. 3 colors is the maximum. Unless you're really, you know, unless you're really into it, I would recommend that you may want to do it just 2 colors. But if you want to do 3, that's fine too. I don't have any problem with that. You guys are smart enough, and if you have the dedication it takes to do that, you should do it. It's not too hard. But each time you put on a coat of paint, you have to let it dry and then put another one on. You know, so okay, so. Rocket coloring picture 3. Okay, I opened that up. Let's do a 3-color scheme. I've always liked blue, or excuse me, purple, yellow, and white. I really enjoy that combo. All right. So what I'm going to do for this one is I'm going to make the rocket is basically going to be a white rocket with some purple and yellow highlights. Again, this is my idea. Is there a reason why I'm choosing that? No, no. So what you can do, it's just personal preference, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this rocket basically white, and I'm going to start putting in some purple and yellow details. And where I want it is I want to have some stripes. Okay, so I'm going to go up here and, whoops, sorry, choose your line color really thin and go to the line tool, and I'm going to put some stripes here. The first stripe is going to be a yellow, and then purple, and then yellow stripe. Okay, so that's what I want. So I want yellow, then purple, then yellow. Uh-oh, too big. Change your line size to small, and let's get zoomed in by pressing the zoom button. Okay, and we'll have a white, it'll be white at the top, straight up and down yellow. Did I go all the way? I think I did. Let me zoom in a little bit more so we can see that a little bit better. Okay, yeah. And another yellow line here for the edge of the yellow stripe. Fill it in with yellow. Cool. Okay, it's not perfect, but it's pretty good, right? The purple one, I'm going to go here and change to the line tool to do the outline of the purple. About right there, I think. Yeah. And then I'm going to click to the purple bucket and fill it in. Cool. And we're going to grab the yellow and go back to the line tool, make a line for the boundary. And then we're going to fill it in with purple, or with yellow, sorry. Okay, cool. There we go. We got our yellow and purple stripes up here. Hope that's purple. I'm colorblind too, by the way, so maybe I'm not the best person to learn about color schemes from. Okay, so there it is. So we have the yellow and the purple stripes. And down here, I'm going to get a little bit fancy in what I do. I'm going to have the purple stripe going, let's see, no, let's do the yellow stripe going across. I'm going to do a purple stripe crossing it. Kind of crazy, but bear with me. You'll see what I have in mind. Okay, so let's do the yellow is going to be underneath, so we got to do that one first to get it, and then we're going to do the purple on top of that. Unfortunately, unlike Photoshop, this doesn't have layers in it, so, okay. So I'm going to take a line with yellow and run it. Again, why do I choose this line? Well, because I think it would look cool. I don't know, maybe it will look terrible, but I'm going to find out. And it's going to taper down a little bit, just like the fin tapers. Yellow. And then I'm going to fill that in. Boom, yellow. Switch my color to go to line, thin line, and purple. And now the purple stripe is going to go straight up and down. And it's going to, let's go with about right there. Nope, I don't like that. I want to have it over a little more. So I undid that with the undo Control Z. There we go. And about like that. Okay, there's my purple. I'm going to use my fill bucket with purple, 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 and there it is. That's how my fin is going to look. Now in the previous part of the video, I showed you guys how to do it the easy way. which is just close enough. It'll look kind of the same. I wanted to show you, some of you guys, the pro way to do it. So some of you guys, if you want to do it the easy way, go ahead and just copy this down there and call it, oh, I forgot almost. I also want to make my launch lug to be purple. Okay, cool. Now, the fancy way to copy your fin so it looks exactly the same. Do you have to do this? No, you do not. Is you're going to grab, make sure you don't grab too much of it. You're going to grab just the start of the fin. Nope, that's too much. Actually, it doesn't really matter, does it? So grab it like this. So I just have just the fin and maybe a little bit of the body. And you're going to go to copy. Press the copy button up here. Okay. I'm going to zoom out. It's important to zoom out first. And then you're going to press the paste button. Don't click anything else yet. We want to keep this selected. Don't click on anything else. Leave it alone. And then you're going to go to rotate. And you're going to go to flip vertical. That'll flip it upside down. Now, you just grab this and you carefully take your time and you get it exactly lined up the way it should be. Until it looks just right. Boom. And now you have a rocket that looks exactly the same. If you screw up anything, just use the undo button and you can always, start over if you really need to. Okay, so this is my 3-color rocket. To be honest with you, this looks a little bit plain for my taste. I kind of want to, so, I don't know, maybe I could play around with some ideas. Like, what if I just filled the rest of that purple? Nope, I don't like that. Play with this yellow. Ooh, it's still kind of ugly, isn't it? I'm going to be honest with you, this is not a rocket I would probably make because I'm looking at it right now and I'm like, I think I like that other, the black and red one better that I made earlier. That's part of the process. So regardless, if you save 2 or 3 of these, look through them and then choose one of them and then just submit that and turn it in. But for now, let's go through it again just to show you again. I'm going to save that. And how do you submit it? Oh, of course, it's the same way. And do you need to submit 3? No, just one of them, right? Reset the student view. Submit the assignment, choose the file, and there's my 3. Click on that one, submit. All right, look, this is your first thing you got to do for our club. And I think you should have fun with it. Make as many of these as you want. And this is going to be the basic paint scheme. Later, we'll teach you guys how to put lettering and things like that, but we're not going to worry about that right now. All we're going to do is worry about painting it 1, 2, or 3 colors. If you really want a 4th or 5th color, let me know. Otherwise, we're going to stick with just 3. All right? Hey, thanks, guys, and I look forward to seeing your awesome rocket designs that we're going to have. I think the painting part of this and the color scheme part is going to be really fun. All right, I'm excited to see these guys because, like I said, I made this rocket in real life, just not for school, but just for me, and I absolutely love rockets. So I'm really excited to see what you guys make. Thanks.